to the Premier League campaign last season they were beaten. And the season before that, they could not get a win. And here they are, starting a very disappointing note, to be fair. There's no other way to describe it, but it was disappointing. We wanted goals. For BIA. I've seen all the predictions that the Joy Sports team did. Obia, Hasselhoff. Then there were only two people who did Nations FC. In fact, Mubarak, if those things are ready, please put them. I beg, Hasselhoff. Have you seen the way they started? Yes, sir, Agro Bessoir. Charlie, are you welcome? Sammy, welcome.
Thank you.
Sammy, yes, sir, Agro Bessoir.
If you are an oppa.
Agro Bessoir.
If you are an oppa.
I'm fine.
Because this match was in the evening. What
is this? You are behaving like Otto. Stop this thing.
Excuse you.
Because the match was
your own words. Bringing back your own words. You said Agrobeswa. This match was in the evening. Wow. How could
this figurative? It's figurative.
Yeah.
Meaning that Agrobeswa. It has to do with when it will start, right?
Of course.
Yeah, the league started in the evening. Who asked them to play their game?
You just imagine.
They could have played at 3 p.m.
Of course.
Then they took it to 7 p.m. Yeah. Who asked them?
Blame the GFA.
Who asked them to play in the evening?
They don't do well.
Hey, really?
They are allergic.
Did you get that on camera?
But you see, let me tell you something. Yesterday I met him. After game plan. I met him. And I was talking to all the Joy Sports guys. Why? And I was told that Achu has infected the whole team with his folk bias. That's why. So
do you know why they were so confident?
So even Mubarak, I saw him. I asked, but why you opted for? I mean, how to? He said, I don't know. So
do you know what is even? Do you know what is he like? Do you know what the ball means? Small.
Tell me.
Before the game, they show. He said they take drone do training. drone. Put it drone in here training. Pressure.
But you see, the optimism around the team was not without reason. Yeah. If you look at the football the team had played in the last 3 months, there was a lot to take encouragement.
Look, do
you remember this first game against Kotoko in the President's Cup? It was not good. Then they came back in the Homo Cup. Then we saw the Democracy Cup. We've seen the friendlies that they have played, but more importantly, the way they approach games in the Galka Top 4 and the performance from those games, it was a significant departure from the performance of last season.
We considered all of that as pre-season. The season has started.
It's the same elements that are going into the season. And I think if you are used to a Hartlepool team that is not able to respond to setbacks, and you see them in the Democracy Cup in the way they performed, the Galka Top 4, that performance against Pando Hearts of Lions, against Gold Stars, where they went 2 goals down by halftime, still came back to claw back a draw with credible performance against the best team in the country. In my estimation, for me, you could not ignore the signs of progress in that team. Then we saw the game against...
But the context of all of these matches also matter. The fact that these were pre-season matches.
Did you see the game?
And understandably, all these teams were playing will be equally cautious.
Of course.
Because they were not overly commit in this game.
But the attitude the players from all of the clubs showed, there was no caution at all. They played this game as if it was a competitive game. They played in the spirit of the old Galka Top 4. And that is why you could look at that performance, particularly the new players that Hartlepool had thrown into that team. So you had Ali Mohammed, who fresh from making the MTN FA Cup with Golden Kick, walking into the team and having a solid partnership with Kelvin Osias again. And those who watched the game yesterday will tell you that there were traces of that.
Do you expect your team to play a goalless draw after all that you saw in the Galka Top 4, Homo Cup, Democracy Cup? Did you expect them not to score after 90 minutes?
So 2 truths can coexist, yeah?
Did you expect them? Is that my expectation? No, I'm not asking for you.
That's what I'm saying.
Expect them to?
No, that's what I'm saying. 2 truths can coexist. That's the expectations people had and the value they took from their preseason performance were not exaggerated. But by the same token, yesterday was disappointing. And you would have expected, for example, and we can get into the game now, that anyone who watched the game will tell you that for long spells, it did not look like Hartlepool had a way around TJ's team throughout the game.
And
at no point did they look like they were threatening or had consecutive goals. In fact, the whole of the second half, they did not have an effort on target. Yeah. So, and you have to credit TJ for the way he sets up his team because they went man for man. So anytime Afrani had the ball, they would go close to him. Anytime Abdul Karim. And you can understand why they treated Abdul Karim and Hussein Mohammed the way they did because Karim has just shown that he doesn't need time to settle into the team. I mean, in the top four, he played a blinder. And the few times that he got away from the Ho United captain, Paul Kwame, and the other guys who were trying to close him down, you could tell the quality that he had. But for 90 minutes, they put him on a leash, made sure that he did not have space, or when he was free, he was receiving the ball from deep. The spaces for Hearts of Oak came in the wide areas. And unfortunately for them, Martin Kakari did not have a great game. Esubonte on that left side is not someone who should be starting for Hearts of Oak. He seemed to have gotten over the problems of a few years ago, but he does not have the match-winning ability to be starting games. He's a good option to have off the bench. And that's where my disappointment came in.
So, I mean, you were at the stadium also.
No, I stayed back here, watched the game.
You mentioned you met him after the game.
Yeah, after game plan. Yeah, but you see, I think you listen to what Addo just said, and I think that, yes, some of them are valid, but I think that some of what we saw yesterday is that last season, they struggled to score goals last season.
You mean the performance we saw of Hearts of Oak yesterday?
Something similar last season. You know, and for me, I think that's, listen, I think Didi is a brilliant manager, but where he finds himself, really, I think that he's in a very, very difficult situation because, I mean, you are playing against 10 against 11. Of course, Addo has admitted that. I mean, Abdul Bashir set up. I mean,
he had a red card?
Yeah, I think
in the 67th minute.
You got to be kidding me.
So Monamako was sent off for a second yellow card. You know, and that's my major concern because you see, that's my major concern because you're playing against 10 against 11. Of course, when Amako was sent off, I mean, they decided to sit deep, try and catch out to
10 against 11 for like 25 minutes
on a counter attack. But you look at how they try to build up something that I think that it has improved. But on the final third, something that we saw last season, it's similar.
Do you blame that on the club's recruitment? You know,
yeah, you can't entirely blame it because one, they are under a ban. To be honest with you,
you think they didn't do
they didn't do it.
You can't blame it.
To be honest, I mean,
you can't blame it.
No. But the point is that that's why I made mention that I think that Didi is in a very tight corner because I believe that once he got in, when he had the job, perhaps he had the kind of players that he wanted to bring them in to improve the team going into this season. But I mean, he just came in, knew Dubiasi's situation cropped up. That one was resolved quickly, and then Rene Hinding's situation, and then FIFA had to write to Ghana Football Association asking them not to allow Hearts of Oak to sign players. So
I think all of those things probably played a part.
The players that they brought in, I think before that ban, they had already signed 4 or 5 players, and I don't think that if you really want to put up a very good fight of what you did last season, you need very good players.
Because one of the challenges Hearts of Oak had last season was taking the maximum points at home.
Yeah, and it was very, very difficult. At home. But you see, let me wrap up my thoughts. You see, I'll give you 2 examples, right? You look at Louis van Gaal, you look at Jose Mourinho coaching Manchester United.
Yeah.
These are brilliant managers, but the environment did not allow them to do what they want to do. And I think that similarly, Didi is in a similar situation.
You think Didi had some players he wanted to add to the squad? The ban...
Achu has keenly followed Hearts of Oak, and every follower of Hearts of Oak would admit that, listen, if you want to put up a very good challenge Hearts, Kotoko Nations, Gold Stars, Mediama, check the recruitment of Mediama. Mediama has done a brilliant recruitment.
And to just clarify, that ban is still in effect as well. Because they haven't settled it.
Of course.
No, they haven't.
They've not.
Wow. I see, the reason I'm reluctant to blame it on the ban was that the club last month put out a communique where they said they had done all of their relevant business and they have registered the players they need to register.
But you and I know it's not true.
No, I'm coming.
It's not true.
But no, of the players that they signed, they were able to register.
Of course, true. But for them to say that these are the players that we need, so not true.
I don't want to make excuses for them. Long term, there is a need for another wide player. So yesterday in that game, you needed someone on the opposite flank who is very direct, can take on opponents and can create space, can create chances, get crosses into the box, combine with his teammates, and perhaps have an effort or two at goal. They didn't have that. But the bigger problem for Hearts of Oak yesterday was not because they lacked that profile. I thought the starting lineup was wrong. This idea of Opoanfrani being a midfielder for me doesn't work. He came to prominence playing as a centre back. That is why Hearts of Oak signed him from Ken Faisal. His distribution is very limited. His passing range, his pass selection, his ability to keep the ball under pressure. He's tidy. Yeah, he's tidy. But he is nothing beyond average. And so I felt for a game like that yesterday, especially when Hearts of Oak are playing at home, go with the midfield of Rafael Amponsa, Abdul Karim, Hussein Mohammed. Also, until they get a better winger, I would go with playing start George Paku. The kid who came from Accra Lions.
Okay, he came from the bench last night.
Who scored that goal against Bibiani Gold Star. Started. He gives you more creativity. He's a direct goal threat than what Isobonte would offer. And so let the team shift towards the right. The space will be on the left. And give the left back Ransford Mensah the license to bomb forward. And in the final analysis, look, you cannot make excuses for a team that for the second half did not have an effort on target, that had an extra man for 27 minutes combined. Because the red card came in the 67th minute.
Yeah.
There was 4, in fact, in the end, they played 5 minutes of additional time. So for a team that had 28 minutes of an extra man and still was not able to create a single meaningful chance. I mean, forget about shot on targets, but could not break the opponents down to create a meaningful chance. That's not acceptable.
But you see, finally, you see, you recall when, Abubakar Watara in his second season, when he took the team through preseason, they were scoring for fun, but when the season kicked off, they struggled throughout the whole season. And I zoom in into Achu's points that Democracy Cup, Homo Cup, and then Gaka Top 4. They exhibited some good performances. But I think it's something really is missing.
The league is a different ballgame. The moment the whistle is blown, the league has started.
The complexity of everything changes.
I wouldn't even want to entertain Ouattara. Look, the opponents Ouattara
that's the truth.
Are very different.
Anyway, but let me just get into the games that will be happening. I think tomorrow, right? I think most of the games will happen. The games.
Gold Stars are playing today.
There are 2 games today.
They're playing today.
Kotoko are playing Chelsea, and then Brecum.
So we've got Brecum Chelsea playing Kotoko. That's a really good game.
And Gold Stars are playing Bichem United.
And then Gold Stars play Bichem United. Wow, that's a really good game between Bichem United.
Look, both games today are really interesting because Kotoko Chelsea is one game that you can almost easily predict the outcome. For the 16 years that Chelsea have been in the league, they've never lost at home to us. Kotoko.
And anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. Was it against Bibiani Gold Stars that Kotoko picked a win that they had never done so in a long time? I'm not sure. Maybe you can check that.
It was Gold Stars, and the year before that, they did, 2 years before that, they did it at Idiana, and then the following year they also
one of Prosper's.
Kotoko also went to Idiana to pick a win under Prosper. That was the first time.
That's what I'm referring to.
But to be fair, though, I would have loved to have more games on TV. Brecum Chelsea, Kotoko is a good game to watch. Likewise, Bibiani Gold Stars, Bichem United. These are like the top games of the Ghana Premier League.
I mean, you're having the defending champions coming into your backyard.
The first game with the defending champions.
Look, sure. When we talk about the fact that our football can only develop with government intervention, it is the Ghana Premier League that highlights it more than anything else, because the venues that will make the league sellable, the games that will make the league sellable, cannot be on TV at the times when they will be sellable. Right, because how many of the facilities we have in the league are fit for TV production?
Few.
Even the Accra Sports Stadium and Babayara have their limitations. University of Ghana, but the pitch is horrible. So if you had, and that's why I like what President Kwame said, that they are going to try to build stadiums in the other regions. If you have 4 or 5 more of what we have in Takwa, Goldfuls were magnanimous enough to give us that gift. But if you have 4 or 5 more of those, you could actually play today's games, both games, on TV. and have both games.
But the game between the Gold Stars and
Bechem United
can be shown on TV. That's where the super clash happened.
Exactly, but I'm saying that what is the intensity of the floodlights in ABNE?
No, but the game is being played. It's Gold Stars who are going to Bechem United.
Bechem, yeah, sure. But even that game is at 3 p.m.
Yeah, the game can start at 11.
So that's the point I'm making. That you can have.
It can start at 11.
True. You can
and
have.
This will start at 3.
Yeah.
You can have those games starting late nights, right, or evening. The night games look better on TV than they do.
But you can also have game on TV.
Maybe one early in the day.
Well, it's possible.
The other because the TV right holders have got 2 channels.
Yeah.
But the other issue we have, the other issue we have is the meeting point between fan culture and the culture of the societies that we come from. Places like BB, in fact, everywhere in the country. Weekends, that's when people are having their weddings, their funerals, family engagements, and the likes. So, if there will be time to attend to these social events like football, it's probably from late afternoon.
Actually, are you suggesting that if Gold Stars schedule the game at 11, they will not have fans trooping their first
especially
game
you mean for
because fans have other social engagements. So
they can have, but I'm just saying that I'm not comfortable with the idea of competing with those, especially purely traditional communities. Their social gatherings.
No, I think I appreciate your point, for which it will inform the time they do whatever they do. But even talk about it. Let's get into the social gatherings. Funerals get heated at 3 p.m. in the
evening. Yeah, true. Yeah.
The games start at 3
p.m. Yeah.
So, Chief, I'm coming for your wedding.
And you see,
I'll come there at 3 p.m.
Which is very soon.
You see, the point that Acho is making, I think you look at the timing of these things, okay? And I think many people have argued that, especially we competing with those people in the diaspora, if we are fixing the time at the same time, but the games at the same time. But I think that you listen to Acho's points that maybe social events and all these things. If I'm a strong football fan, unless maybe I'm involved in that particular event, but I've seen people even at funeral grounds, and they are watching football.
Look, I get that, but for me, the broader point has to be 2 things. The optics on TV. Our night games just look better. Also, the climate. But these days, the weather is a bit kind. But I've never been in favor of putting footballers into
that's fair. That 3 p.m. kickoff time is a bit problematic.
Into the hot. Look, that's why if I have any advice for the government, quickly wrap up your investigations or do your extensive investigations on the youth resource centers. A lot of those facilities are 5,000-seater capacity stadiums. Even before you think of going to build a new stadium, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm sorry, but Mr. President, it doesn't make sense that the previous government has made an investment tens of millions of dollars into these facilities. We don't know why all of them have stalled. And we're going to push out another truckload of cash to build new stadiums. Investigate those facilities. Look at what stages of completion they are at.
Complete them.
What it will take to complete them.
And start the project.
Because I think that you would be able to do those ones in a shorter time as opposed to starting a whole new project. Maybe when you look into those, the ones that there is enough space for you to expand the scope. Have a proper media stand, have a proper TV stand, right? Because I don't think a lot of those youth resource centers are fit for TV production. So that is one aspect that I think they can. But these things need to happen, and they need to happen quickly.
But I have to make the
point. If the government is investing in that, or is facilitating, that's what the FA wants us to believe, that it's facilitating having tens of millions of Ghana cedis into it. You might as well do it and do it right and ensure that that money is going to be put to good use. That the facilities where the games are being played are state of the art, are facilities that give you good optics on TV. Look, the opening weekend, yesterday's game from all accounts was one that should have been on multiple TV channels. But people are reluctant to buy that right because at the moment, it is not a great sale. So
and even just look at 7 p.m. kickoff time, brilliant. All right, Friday night, you can go relax. But then, if you want to consider how many people turn up for that game,
I was shocked. I was shocked.
It was not encouraging.
I was honestly shocked.
But then, my point about the game of the defending champions not being on TV on any day. No, if you have to choose between Kotoko and Gold Stars, you go for Kotoko. But the game of the defending champions.
It's your best team on TV. No, it's your best team on the opening weekend. But you can't. Yes, of course, Kotoko
and Gold Stars.
No, Kotoko Brecum Chelsea, great game.
Yes,
but then. You consider Gold Star because they are the defending champions.
It's not a matter of this or that. Put both.
That's the point I'm making.
Yeah, but I mean that's the point.
That's what we all agree.
But now it's Kotoko's game that is going to be
exactly,
and that is I think that is from
and that's the trend we see. It's the trend we see.
Yeah, I mean even when the other the other broadcaster was in there. They were showing it always had to win Kotoko matches.
And we understand because if you're limited in terms of equipment and you have to choose one, it's understandable that you go for Kotoko. But the point has to be made that the defending champions, how are they starting the campaign?
And reason why some of the pitches that are not fit to for TV coverage, I think we need to move from those areas as well. Because like you're saying, and like what I choose.
But you move them to where?
No, but and that is why for now, young apostles are not playing their home games. I mean, at Wenchi, they've moved to Ediana right now. Yeah. So I think that some of these things can be considered. Because like listen, I agree with you 100%. Yeah. There is no way defending champions play their first game of the season today, and it's not going to be on TV.
Because look, without even, I'm not familiar with their plans, but I can guarantee that the people of the BNA are preparing to give themselves a party.
For their first home game.
Because this is the first time in the history of the club that they are going to start a new campaign as the champions.
Yep, true. And
they'll be looking to make a statement.
And it's not going to be on
this season. We want to defend our title, and we want to create an atmosphere that anybody that comes here will know that this season is not a ground that you're going to pick any points. The atmosphere is something that is never to be seen.
If you have these quality stadiums, you can even avoid the competition with these European games. A lot of them are played from between midday to around 5 p.m.
These days, sometimes into 8 p.m.
But sometimes, what I have noticed is that a lot of the big clubs don't play after 4 p.m.
Yeah, true.
So if you put your Ghana Premier League games at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., sure bet you will get the public's attention.
Yeah.
You will get the public's attention. But while that is a long shot, and we may someday get to a point where the government is providing more of these facilities that clubs can rent and will be excellent for TV. In the meantime, what is easily attainable is the point you've made. Better fixture scheduling.
Yeah.
I mean, the idea, I don't know what the FA, what informed their decision to make Kotoko and Gold Stars play on the same day.
No, because they'll be playing, in the CAF assignment.
Yeah, but I'm saying that Gold Stars should have played tomorrow. Or because Hearts of Oak do not have any continental engagements, one of those teams should have played on Friday. Then Hearts play later
on the Sunday.
Week. Either on Sunday or Saturday.
Yeah. So you are still able to...
this free advice. This free advice. I don't know if they've considered it, but this free advice. Although the BNI Gold Stars game cannot be on TV, there's no out of place to send a reporter there, have a live view there, let them give you...
So they record every game?
No, it's not about recording the game. It's about capturing the atmosphere on how the defending champions are going to start the season. Have a live view on ground, have a reporter there. It's simple. You pick the feed. That's what is happening here.
Oh, okay. So before,
exactly.
I'm saying that they actually have the machinery in place. I don't know why the FA doesn't make that kind of footage.
No, I'm talking about live. I'm talking about live. I'm saying
that they have the machinery in place.
Yeah.
They can do what you are suggesting.
That's what I'm saying.
If they are minded.
Even for this, I'm making a reference to the TV right.
The live TV production.
Yeah, the live TV. Like we see in the Premier League sometimes.
The goal rush that they do.
Goal rush.
Yeah.
They cannot get the goal rush this time around because, of course, they will not be able to get the live feed. And tap into it. But they can have a reporter there who will give you an update on what happened. What will happen at the start of the game. Okay, let's go to the beginning. Like we do in the elections reportage.
And which is
that's what I'm saying. That if they haven't considered it, there's free advice. They can consider it. One guy can be there. Okay, let's go to BBNE. They can start the build-up even early, get the atmosphere in BBNE for instance, and at halftime they can go there, a quick update of what happened in BBNE, the atmosphere. We are not getting the live coverage, but we can get a regular update.
But I think which is highly possible. I think it's possible, but I think you see,
and that can make up for you know.
You see, the bottom line here is that listen, I think moving forward, the scheduling of these games must be considered.
Yeah, BBNE is a big club now.
Yeah.
Big
I mean, I wasn't there for their coronation, honestly, but I think that from the videos that I watched after the game and some of the pictures. I mean, it was crazy, honestly.
And we have to be deliberate about what do you call it? About positioning some of these teams.
Yeah.
We have to be deliberate about it.
Whether you like it or not. And it goes not just for today, tomorrow. Over the last 18 months, Hearts of Lions have been pound for pound the best team in the country in terms of points accumulated and consistency.
Yeah.
They are one team whose progress deserves and merits following. Tomorrow, they play Dreams FC. Nations FC were neck and neck and were the second best team in the league last year until the last 3 games that they played.
Yeah.
They are teams people will be interested in. Apart from the game that will be live on TV on Sunday, people need to get a sense of what is happening in Pando.
Exactly.
For that first game.
Yeah.
People need to get a sense of what is happening when Nations FC play their first home game.
Yeah.
Because whether you like it or not, these clubs, they are the new Liberty Professionals and King Faisals in the league.
Absolutely.
They are the new Goldfields and Ashgoods in the league. And so, in the same manner that 20 years ago, 18 years ago, Hearts of Lions, King Faisal, Goldfields, Accra Great Olympics, Liberty Professionals gave us something else apart from the traditional Hearts and Kotoko. We need to give those other teams who are doing well the same level of attention and make it big so that your production doesn't play catch up when those teams are actually being consistent, so that the storylines are seamless.
And can be deliberate about it by planting people. You know, even if you have to spend extra to get those, reporters to work on it, you can spend an extra, plant someone in the Volta region who will monitor Hoho United and Pando United, Heart of Lions. Pando Heart of Lions. And every week, be deliberate about the kind of narrative they create around this club. Because that's what happens in the Premier League, for instance. Because look at a club like Crystal Palace. What has Crystal Palace got to offer? But there is a certain narrative about the club that when Man United is going to face Crystal Palace, we all look forward to it. But you see, we have to be deliberate about it in that regard.
With all this investment, how much? 18 million Ghana cedis, right? For each club, right?
1 million.
No, like each club 1 million, but then in total 18 million, right? Yeah. With this investment, I don't think that the production house, would want to disappoint. And I think that moving forward, I believe that
separate issues, because we don't know what resources the production has.
But hold on. We don't know the resources that they have. Yeah. But the point is that you are now entitled for the coverage, and so you need to do anything possible to ensure that what the viewers out there are expecting you to do, you are doing it. Yeah. Because elsewhere, of course, maybe the resources there is much higher than what you have down here. And even in terms of equipment, it's true.
It's the reality.
Of course, that is the truth. Yeah. But I believe that the little that you have, trust me, let people get to know that, the clubs were given this amount. This is where you're also trying to revive the interest. And like you're saying, if reporters are, across the regions where these teams are from. You can get how many teams are from the Ashanti region. Accra alone, we have about 2 or 3 teams, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. You go to the Western region. Of course, you might not need, so many reporters out there. But then, if Hearts of Oak is going to play, like we do, we see the reporters going to their training grounds and even giving you a live report from the training ground as to what they are doing, as to which players are out due to injury and all this. I believe that with the little resource that the production house they have at the moment, I think that they can try as much as possible to be doing these things.
And while making that point also,
get the fans to follow the game.
And while making that point, yesterday I made the point that, look, these clubs themselves have to improve their communication.
True.
They got to improve. Yeah. Look, actually, with all due respect, please tell Mr. Addo that he should improve his communication.
No, that's why I also hold on. That's why I also have issue with you're talking about Hearts of Oak. Actually, perhaps know much more than I do, but I have consistently monitored Hearts of Oak's communication. Opari will be on this radio station speaking, and the next minute somebody will also follow up that I want a clarification. What is that? I think that I
don't understand the point.
I'm telling you a story, something that I know.
Okay, you say he goes to a big house.
Okay, so let's, for example, Opari comes to an Asempa FM. He's been asked 1 or 2 questions. He tries his best to clarify and even give as to what he knows. Yeah. Even in the course of the program, I don't want to call out his name, but the person will call and say that I also want to give a contribution. I mean,
okay, you mean there's interference in the way?
Yeah, of course.
But the point I have to make, the point I want to make is that the clubs also have to take responsibility. And that's one point that the GFA has been making. The club need to invest in their communication department. For some strange reason, I don't understand why they don't do it. We talk about the turnout at the Accra Sports Stadium. Actually, who does the gate proceeds go to? After all the deductions, the chunk of it, who does it go to?
It's the club, of course.
So the number of people who turn up at the Accra Sports Stadium, who will you blame for that?
The club.
What was the level of marketing that was done for the first game of Accra?
I think Ghanaian clubs, I think personally, what they know what to do best is just announcing prices for tickets.
It's not enough.
And that's all.
Because look, I have to be honest with you. The first game of Accra Heart of Oak is not just the first game for you to start the season. It's the first big opportunity for you to rally your fan base to be with you the entire season. So what's the best way to approach it? Why don't you do a float?
Yesterday I was.
Why don't you organize a press conference and engage the media back and forth questions? Why don't you try and organize some community visits just to whip up interest? None of this happened. We are told the gate tickets are this. We are told the game is going to happen here. We are shown pictures of drone at the training ground. Beautiful work that has been done. I love the visuals that are coming from Accra training ground and all of that. But it's not enough to market a game.
Yesterday,
7 p.m. you could have had at least,
of course,
half of the stadium filled.
And that's why I was saying yesterday when I was watching the game and I think they gave a shot of the crowd and I was like, what? The first game of Hearts of Oak playing in Accra, not even out of Accra.
I just think they could have done better with the marketing of the game. I just think they could have done better.
And I think that the haphazard manner in which these clubs run is why I'm not comfortable with just taking taxpayers' money and throwing it at the Ghana Premier League. It has to be tied to specific...
Was the president there yesterday?
No, he didn't.
He couldn't make it. Yeah, he was at an event. I think it rained, so maybe he couldn't make it. But I don't think the president would have loved to come and see
the monies. The monies that are given to these clubs need to be tied to specific objectives that they reach. If you can't market your own product, you don't deserve taxpayers.
You don't deserve it.
If you do not know how to sell a product, if you do not know how to make your club visible to supporters, to the extent that we can see that, okay, with a little more push, you can grow. You don't deserve to. Look, the attitude of our Premier League clubs and the GFA members, it stinks. When you criticize them, they tell you that, but it's our own business. You people, we don't put money into our business. Now we are giving you our money, so we can tell you what we expect of you. That it's not in your interest to be running the football club, an elite Premier League club, like some third divisional or some coach club, who, when it's time for their matches, they will just do a flyer, slap it on their socials, and they go sleep. And then maybe they will send one or two, the CEO, because he speaks good English, to go on radio to hype the match.
They need to do better. They need to do better when it comes to marketing.
And that's why, for me, if indeed government is giving money to these clubs or they are facilitating it, whatever the level of involvement is, the monies need to be tied to specific goals. For example, good corporate governance. Player welfare, brand visibility, and brand growth. Because if after, for example, if we give you 1 million Ghana cedis and the team does not even have a place where they train, that they own, that each year they need to go and rent, that is not sustainable. Right? If the club doesn't have...
We should do it like what the IMF does to countries.
Exactly.
Tie them to some condition.
Otherwise, there's no point following the Ghana Premier League or these clubs because
look, I'm just thinking about the right holders. So we're going to wrap up and get into the Premier League. The right holders, the first game you're putting on your TV, look at the atmosphere in the stadium. You can't even take the wide shot because it's like, come on. So you just have to focus on a certain
on one side. At the point they did. And that was why.
And I'm sure they realized it. That's why they didn't take
you wouldn't do it at the start of the game.
Yes, because he wouldn't give you the look and feel you want. Look at the atmosphere when you played against Mali. You would love to do the wide shots. And I saw what they were trying to do with you see the what do you call it, the camera stuff. It's lovely, but they won't do it. And this is why the TV right holders, what do you call it, the media houses, etc., are continuously concerned because you're not giving them value for their investment.
You listen to Atto carefully, and I think that we've come from a situation where constantly, when you talk about these things like marketing and branding and all these things, the FA will come out and say that it's the responsibility of the club. Yeah, fair. But you are as the FA also, what have you been doing to ensure that the visibility of the products that you own is out there? People are following it. You know, so I think that over the years, the FA somehow have slept on the job, and now we are in a situation where government sits back and say, listen, if I don't help these people, I think our game is never going to grow. And I think that is what the government is trying to do. But as to the FA and then the clubs, for me, a chunk of the responsibilities are on the clubs, but then the FA must also try as much as possible to keep them in check. You listen to Achu's point coming from the government, point. Also, I perfectly agree with them because, listen, people are struggling out there. They are giving you taxpayers' money. And so once they are giving you that money, the government needs to keep you in check to ensure that the right things are done, because nobody wants to give you money or throw money on you. And
again, come and give us empty seats. Come and give us empty seats, and people will even make... People had an option to go to the club yesterday. They had an option to be somewhere else. They also had the option to go to a Accra Hearts of Oaks game, and they opted not to go for the game. And you ought to ask yourself why. Go beyond the 3 points. Let's get into the Premier League. Let's get into the Premier League now. So that you were saying what?
I was just saying that on that point of determining whether or not to go to the stadium, people want entertainment. They'll go where they get the best entertainment.
Stoneboy was even there, free concert, and they didn't turn up. Premier League returns, and you've got the fixtures on your screen. Arsenal's playing Nottingham Forest. New coach Ange Postecoglou is going to show Mikel Arteta something. He's going to show something. Ange.
Boga forgets.
Oh, what will be who?
Arsenal know how to win the unimportant games.
Oh, what else now? New manager bounce.
Oh,
Bournemouth versus Brighton, Crystal Palace versus Sunderland, Everton versus Aston Villa, and Fulham versus Leeds, and Newcastle versus Wolves, West Ham versus Spurs, Brentford versus Chelsea, Enzo Maresca, world champions, the banger, the bingy, Brentford, Charlie, Brentford team name good. Charlie coach no call, Mbemo call, what's the headmaster?
Wisa.
Wisa is gone. Before the year is gone. It's finished. Charlie, my fixtures now. We are not done. Show me the fixtures. Show me the small boys fixtures. Good. Sunday, Burnley versus Liverpool. This game will be nice. I want to see Isak. Then on Sunday, late evening, Manchester City versus Manchester United. And we are going to add fire. More fire. Amorim. Which game did they win? Which team was it? Was it against Burnley or what?
Yeah, Burnley.
They won against Burnley. They were very lucky.
Amorim has a better win percentage or head-to-head over Pep.
What?
He has a better head-to-head with Pep.
We are talking about Sunday. We are talking about past event.
Hold on. We'll get there. Hold on.
Pep, no, is he in City?
7 months. I said
Pep, no, is he in Manchester City?
Wounded Manchester City.
Pep, no. Last season they were wounded.
No, Charlie, they lost their last game.
No, I'm saying last season. Last season they were wounded when Amorim went to
last season.
Let me tell you something. Yesterday I heard something and I couldn't stop laughing. They said one manager, the only manager on this planet who was at peace. When we headed into the international break, was Ruben Amorim.
Of course.
Now, the other manager, now that the international break is over, who is also at peace, is Otto Addo. So as we have resumed club football,
that's fair.
The one manager now will grab the headlines is Ruben Amorim. And
he will
grab the headlines by beating Pep.
As a well athletic champion. They are mono.
Amorim, he has Pep's number. Kitchen, church, football stadium, wherever he beats Pep go collect.
No, say that again. Charlie, Monkatio.
Look at me. I said kitchen, church, stadium, wherever Amorim meets Pep, you go collect. Tomorrow won't be any different.
There's a song like that.
Last season, when United were facing City in December, everyone said, oh, this is where City's season begins and United are in disarray. What happened? What happened?
Charlie, that your team and
Champions League. They said, Amorim is too young. He's up and coming. Sporting Lisbon, they don't really reach. City will beat. What happened?
So you get Vim say, you get Vim say Amorim go beat.
Boga, me that's my dog. See, I've had some of the best sleep this week.
Hello, Ellen. Alan. Charlie, there's no way match, you know. How many goals he scored?
Oh,
I just say now you prepare to give Man United.
You don't
I just say he scored 6 goals. Which team was it, sir? Team when no anyway, boy. No. Charlie, team when we fit him.
Moldova.
Moldova, can I hear say he scored 6 goals. Yeah, Charlie. I should say Charlie go score you. Dio. All right, Ellen Haaland. Charlie Sunday,
who need credit?
Charlie Bogos, you pay hat-trick. My friend WhatsApp call.
Who need credit? Where them told it?
Charlie,
where them told it?
See what Haaland do during the
international break?
Forget.
You know, as he do or no, you know one editor. It's Mommy United.
But you've forgotten that Haaland played against Sporting Lisbon.
Chairman, forget me. See, we are just talking about. We are talking about the guy is renewed, though. The guy is renewed. He was testing his legs.
The playbook that Amorim gave to Victor Gyökeres, that he scored a hat-trick against City, he's passed it to Benjamin Sesko. He has passed it to Benjamin Sesko.
This guy is serious.
It is not about
Benjamin Sesko. It's Ben
You forget about
the problem is that
I forgotten about
the problem for City is not who is coming to use the playbook. It is who manufactured the playbook. It's Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim.
Charlie, do we have messages? Can we look at some messages before we try and wrap up?
The last time United beat City, watch the players United used to score City. The guys who scored the goals. Ahmad. Does Ahmad look like someone who should have a great game against City? He was possessed by the spirit of the club. And the manager who manufactured the playbook, his name is Ruben Amorim.
Okay.
Sunday, the same.
Okay. But you see, you listen to him carefully.
Sunday, the same thing will happen.
You see, for Manchester United, more fans in the sun or Makasa. But you see, the point is that games like this, you need to be cautious. But for me, having watched Manchester United against Burnley, okay, I think that if they were playing against a tougher opposition, there was no way they were going to come back. I'm telling you. At their own backyard. And I think that, of course...
City beats Brighton.
Oh, no, hold on.
City beats Brighton.
We know the scores of
Brighton are a tougher opposition.
Of course, and that is why I'm saying that, and that is why since what's the Brighton's manager? I forgot Fabian Hessler.
Yeah.
Ever since he came to the Premier League, Manchester United have not been able to beat him. Even Brighton, for the past
United have not faced.
No, hold on, no.
You are making the case that if United beat a tougher opposition.
I am saying that
City that you are bigging up, they are losing to Brighton.
Of course, and I'm saying that. Again,
and Tottenham who finished 16th.
I'm saying that.
And painless.
Meanwhile, for the past 3 seasons, Manchester United have not been able to beat Brighton. That's the fact. He knows it.
New Amorim.
Easy.
But you see, United have won more points than City. Is that also a factor?
See, the point I just want to make is that, okay, both sides really have some injury situations, okay, which you cannot overlook it. But Manchester United, I think that they'll go back to last season as to how they were able to get that all-important win against Manchester City.
And they will do it.
Etihad, hold on, no problem. But I think that, listen, having lost against Brighton, having lost against Spurs, listen, I don't think that if anybody really needs these 3 points, it's going to be Manchester United.
But United that lost to Arsenal and Grimsby, no, they don't need a point.
And I'm saying that.
Let me just take some messages now. This one says, the Ho United team was bit by an old woman in a river or stream, and you expect Hartford to score them. Lie, they are from Volta for a reason. Prosper. No bad. Did you see the video? You don't see the video?
No.
Charlie, they go bath for some.
Before the game, sure.
Then why are you blaming Hasselhoff?
But
they were facing the supernatural.
Even that, they gave them a red card. You see.
No, the red card was the means to an end.
Chairman.
It was the sacrifice they had to make.
Good luck to fabulous Kumasi and Toko. And this one says he's happy that the Ghana Premier League is back. Okay, so those are some of the messages. But it's not just the Premier League that will be taking place. There are going to be games in the... this one says, hi boys, my name is Casillas inside Snit Tardy. Anaji, Chelsea will win 4-2. Ganachi to score Sharp. So God bless. God please help us. Great. Garnacho, Starboy Garnacho. Starboy Garnacho. Ejudi Bruta.
You know what I'm waiting for? What? Because listen, to be honest with you, and I want to be sincere on this program. I had a dream that Chelsea played against United and Garnacho.
Starboy Garnacho.
He scored a brace.
Starboy Garnacho.
Mark it.
We will be here when the lamentations start.
No, Garnacho, they're super. Top. Anyway, you know what, guys? As I mentioned, not just the Premier League that's happening. There are going to be games in the La Liga this weekend also. But big news from the camp of Real Madrid. And that's why I kept saying that Madrid ought to sign another centre-back. Rudiger is out for 3 months.
Yeah.
Goodness me. 3 months. And I kept saying that Madrid have to sign a centre-back because we know Rudiger will not be fit the entire season. Militao will not be available. Alaba will not be available. Yeah. And they'll have now to bring Tchouaméni to be defending. Oh, my goodness. Rudiger is out for 3 months.
Big blow. Big blow.
The team is also now expecting Jude Bellingham. He's also going to be... He's got about 2 months or
to come back,
6 weeks remaining before he comes back in. This is why, look, I thought that one of the priority areas for the club was centre-back. Yeah. Because even without Rudiger's injury, the options at the back were still very thin. And I had mentioned that in the past, they have had to rely on moves like moving Tchouaméni into central defence, sometimes on the right side, having to play Fede Valverde to deputise there. Now Carvajal is back, so it looks like that bait, the trend, you will not expect it. But for a long time now, they have needed centre-back reinforcements. And I thought Dean Howson's signing was not enough. They needed
one. They needed one extra one. There is a reason we're even going to move in for Konate, though, because the guy is going to be free.
Madrid, they are cheap. They want free.
Yeah, that's the problem.
They want the problem. So they like the play. So look at the way they've been moving in the last.
That's true.
Look at the way they've been moving in the last 5 years. They went after Lenny Euro. They wanted the boy to come on a free.
And Manchester United.
And when United were willing to pay a transfer fee, they moved away.
We need to wrap up. I want you guys to give me predictions for the Premier League games. I don't know why you guys don't have fixtures from the La Liga, but I want to do predictions for the Premier League games, okay? Let's see if you boys can get some cash for the weekend. Okay, actually, Arsenal Forest.
Arsenal know how to play.
Relax, just predictions. Don't Arsenal Forest.
Yeah.
Arsenal. Bournemouth, Brighton.
Arsenal with Gyökeres to score anytime goal.
Bournemouth, Brighton.
I think Brighton.
Bournemouth win, Semenyo goal or assist.
Bournemouth win, Semenyo goal assist. Palace, Sunderland.
Palace.
Sunderland win or draw.
Sunderland win or draw. Sammy goes for Palace. Everton, Aston Villa.
Everton home win.
Everton home win. All of you agree Everton home win.
Yeah.
Fulham League.
Oh, Fulham home win.
Yeah.
Fulham home win.
Yeah.
Newcastle Wolves. I think
Newcastle win.
Voldemort to score his first goal.
Yeah.
Who?
Voldemort to score his first goal.
West Ham Spurs.
Oh, Spurs. Kudos to do the damage.
Hey,
yes.
Kudos goal or assist in
if you go score for them.
Then go bury up for them.
Brentford, Chelsea.
No, I think Chelsea.
Of course.
Chelsea will
do. You think
Chelsea will do the job,
yeah, no bugger. Jao Pedro. Quite only go so rough. Jao Pedro.
Player.
Hey,
you said if we make the prediction, we shouldn't explain. Why are you explaining?
I'm not explaining. Have I explained?
So who asked you about it?
I just mentioned Jao Pedro.
It's okay. Burnley, Liverpool.
Liverpool. He started to score. Man City, Man United.
Man City.
Charlie Shaw,
Benjamin Sesko.
Chairman, if you love your money, don't put your money.
Say after me, Bruno Fernandes.
Chairman, that guy, he goes score goal.
Zach, say after me, Bruno Fernandes.
The only man in penalty.
In fact, the
only man in penalty. You have no penalty. Oh, you get
why?
The only man in penalty.
Did you saw how he celebrated against Burnley?
I know. Hey! Tap penalty next moment.
So if Chelsea get a penalty, they will score.
Penalty, right?
Before we get a penalty, we would have already won the game. The penalty is bonus.
Cole Palmer for almost a year has not scored.
He's injured. He's not playing. Please, leave him alone. He's resting.
If you give him one of those penalties, he will wake up from the treatment room and come and score.
Yeah, penalty. Yeah. Chelsea, yes, 2 goals. What my penalty? Bonus. Yeah, for penalties, we need games. Chelsea. Say penalty last minute, Zay United. Yesterday we yeah ball 3. Yeah ball 3 and penalty now but now they are
they are mad on to me shape now.
You create chances now show. Yes, show my who say I show. Any penalty Kobe PSG. Guys, we are done. Thank you very much for being part of it. We're going to be back same time next week. Please do take good care of yourself. Sammy, thanks. Achu, thanks. And we'll see you guys. Take care.